To quote a doctor of mine, molto bene. Hello my fellow YouTubers and subscribers, and welcome to my latest movie review, where today I review the latest movie by Pixar Animation Studios, Luca, starring Jacob Tremblay. So Luca, this is the latest offering from Disney Pixar. The previous movie, Sohn, which was released late last year, was released onto Disney Plus because of the pandemic, and Luca has undergone the same treatment. This movie has not been given a theatrical release. It is a direct-to-streaming release, which is very disappointing for the people that don't have Disney Plus and for the people that can't see this on the big screen, and I'll go into that later on. But as for the movie itself, this movie was released in June 2021, like I said, straight onto Disney Plus, and the plot is as follows. On the Italian Riviera, an unlikely but strong friendship grows between a human being and a sea monster disguised as a human. Now, I don't think it's a secret to say anymore that Pixar over the years have delivered us some really great movies. I mean, they are probably the most consistent animation studio working today, as well as studios like Laika and Aardman. I do believe that Pixar always go out of their way to tell the best stories that they can. Well, for the most part. So how does Luca compare? I'm not going to say that Luca is their best effort, but what I will say is that it's very good. And I really did enjoy this movie. Look, it's a very simple movie. It's basically a story about friendship. It's charming, and it's endearing, and it's fun, and it's light, but it knows when to hit the emotional beats, and that is something that doesn't go unnoticed. I also appreciate the fact that the movie delves into some themes like prejudice and discrimination. The fact that when the humans are shown the sea creatures, their instant reaction is to attack because they just simply can't accept or don't understand. And again, it's not a really major part of the film, but I appreciate the fact that Pixar chose to dwell on that as well. Centrally, you have two characters under the names of Luca and Alberto, and their friendship is definitely what carries the movie. And it's a very sweet film in that regard, and they do have a very good chemistry on screen. And you can see that Alberto kind of acts as almost like a little bit of a brother to him in terms of getting him to know the human world and getting him to adjust to the human world, and then Luca obviously discovering that he's quite fascinated by that and he wants to explore the surface. The movie definitely takes inspiration from the film The Little Mermaid in the sense of the person who lives under the sea wants to not necessarily become a human, but to sort of understand the world and to kind of immerse themselves in the world, which I think is really interesting. There's also some interesting plot regarding Alberto and his past, and that is quite emotional. And there's also other themes like abandonment as well, which is quite an interesting theme to include in there. I mean, this isn't like Soul, where it's so deep and the subject matter is quite complex and so thought-provoking, but this is just something that is a bit lighter. It's a little bit more fun, and yeah. What I also appreciate is the fact that this is the first time, well, since Cars 2, that we've actually gone to Italy, and I do believe like this movie was trying to, in a way, rewrite. It's like a masked version of Cars 2, in the sense that there is a race that actually takes place in this movie towards the end, and it does feel much more riveting and much more coherent and much more involved with the plot than the one from Cars 2. So in that sense, I guess you could say subtly they are trying to rewrite Cars 2, and this movie could act as an apology for that, which I find kind of funny in a way. The movie's comedy is good. I wouldn't say it's the best comedy they've ever done, but I think it's pleasant enough, and I think this is definitely a film that could appeal to everyone. It's just a simple but fun tale. Once again, it being Pixar, the animation is stunning. Abso-bloody-lutely stunning. I mean, look at Italy. The Riviera, the little town that they go to. Wow. Just wow. You can tell the director was clearly inspired by some of his heritage. Actually, speaking of the director is Enrico Casarosa, and I believe actually this is his directorial debut. I think he directed the La Luna short film from Pixar a few years back, so he's worked for Pixar for a long time, but this is his first effort as a director. And I think he does a pretty good job here, and he keeps the film moving. There are a couple of pacing issues in the middle. That's my only major criticism, but for the most part, it moves along pretty well. And when the character of Julia enters the story, you can see the friendship between the two guys being threatened, and certainly the third act for me was the best. The part where the friendship is threatened between Alberta and Luca, and then they have a bit of a fight, and then leading up to the race, that all of that stuff is really, really good. And the last scene is beautiful. It's it kind of reminded me slightly of The Good Dinosaur, where Arlo had to say goodbye to Spot. I mean, this ending was actually, I thought, was done rather well, and it was actually hit quite hard at the end. I must admit, I wasn't tearing, but I could feel it. I was like, okay, yeah, this is sweet. This is very sweet. I can see a lot of people relating to this movie, and there's also kind of like a slice of life element to this movie. It's like a sort of, you know, they're just trying to be free spirits, and the whole, you know, point of their friendship, you know, it's great. And that these two guys want to just enjoy life, and also get on a Vespa bike and just ride the Riviera, essentially, which is cool. And I like the fact that they have a Vespa bike in the film. I think that's a really nice addition. Also, the character of Julia, played by Emma Berman, she's pretty good. Like I say, she acts as a bit of a barrier between the two friends, but in the end, the three of them do become good friends, and she serves quite a good purpose in the film as well. I also liked the animation. I mean, wow, the animation, you know, Pixar are no amateurs in this department, and every year the animation just gets better and better and better. And look at this. I mean, from everything from the Italian Riviera to Under the Sea, you know, the ocean stuff looks really cool. And actually, it gave me some vibes of Finding Nemo, which was really cool. And to see how far underwater animation has come since, well, Finding Dory. I think that was the last time they did a underwater animated film, which is quite a while ago now. And I also like Marco Barricelli, I think that's his name, Marco Barricelli, as Massimo, who is Julia's father. And a lot of people have said this. He actually looks like the guy from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, the Flint Lockwood's dad. He kind of reminds me of him, just the Italian version. But he's actually quite sweet. He does hunt sea creatures, but on the whole, he's quite sweet, which is nice. I have Luca's parents, who they don't really feature too much. I mean, they're there basically to tell him not to go to the service, and they don't really integrate with society very much. And again, there's the whole kind of prejudice, discrimination, racism theme that's sort of loitered in the film here and there, but it's explored briefly towards the end, which is good. And the character of Luca, I think, is pretty good. I don't think he's the best protagonist that they've ever had, but I like him enough. I think he's pretty engaging, and same with Alberta. I think Alberta's pretty cool, and they have a real good dynamic, and I really hope that if they did do a sequel to this film, that the two of them would reunite, maybe as adults. That would be cool to see how their lives have changed since they were kids. The music, composed by Dan Roma, I thought the music was very good, and it definitely had that sort of feel of Italy. I mean, I have never been to Italy, but certainly as far as Italian music is concerned, this definitely felt very good. The music definitely helped because it added a lot of great atmosphere, and it definitely immersed me into the country of Italy, as well as sort of the world of the film as well. There's been a lot of great Pixar movies with great music, but the soundtrack for this one was particularly outstanding in a lot of areas. Is it perfect? No. Like I say, I do think certain scenes are a little slow in the middle, and they could have been taken out. And I also think that I can't give this a perfect score just because of the way it was presented. Now, this isn't really a criticism on the movie, but the fact that we didn't get this as a theatrical release really hurts me. I really wanted to see this movie on the big screen, and I thought that this would be one of the Pixar films to really be great to showcase on the big screen because of the aesthetical brilliance that it is, but as well as the story. And I think a lot of kids would enjoy seeing this on the big screen. I mean, I didn't have to pay for it. I mean, it's on Disney Plus for free, so I suppose I can't complain in that respect. But given that the pandemic has calmed down a little bit, you think that they would be brave enough to release it in the cinema, especially as other new releases have been coming up. But whatever, that's another story for another time. Conclude this review. I really enjoyed Luca. I thought it was a great, solid, fun movie, a great, charming and endearing tale, and a really aesthetically beautiful film. And I think Enrico Casarosa is going to be directing more Pixar movies. I really hope so. So I will give the movie a final score of, I'll be generous. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Yeah, it's very good. It's not my favourite Pixar film. It's not really, it's not god tier, but it's sort of high tier, middle, or top of the middle tier. If I were to re-rank the Pixar movies, it would be somewhere around there. I'm not going to re-rank the Pixar movies until I've seen the next two films, which will be out in the next probably year or so. So I only ranked the Pixar films recently when Soul came out. So anyway, thank you very much all for watching this review. What did you think of Luca? Please comment down below, let me know, and please hit that subscribe button for more content like this in the future. So until next time, I'm Mr. TARDIS11. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye for now.